In the present, Aslam and his party prepare to face a fearsome dragon, though they are feeling the effects of hunger due to previous misadventures. As they regroup, they realize they have lost not only their supplies but also their fellow party members, and Aslam's concern grows as they consider the fate of Fallon, who has been consumed by the dragon. Laos decides he must go back for Fallon, but they quickly discover they're broke after their teleportation mishap. As the situation worsens, tensions rise when it's revealed that two party members are resigning, leading to concerns about their ability to continue. In a desperate attempt to solve their financial issues, Aslam proposes selling their gear to buy supplies and hire more help, but he realizes their situation is dire. Amidst the chaos, Laos insists they need to eat to survive, and the group discusses where to find food in the dungeon. Aslam develops a plan to return to the dungeon alone, but quickly faces opposition from his friends, who are equally determined to help rescue Fallon. United by their goal, they agree to forage for food within the dungeon, discussing the dungeon's ecosystem and the potential of monsters as food. The conversation shifts to the reality of their situation, with Aslam suggesting they eat the monsters they find to survive, leading to a heated debate on the ethics and safety of such choices. Suddenly, they encounter frightened newcomers who add to the chaotic atmosphere of the dungeon. This prompts Laos to reflect on their predicament, but Aslam sees the opportunity to find lunch in the panic. As they consider their meal options, Aslam excitedly proposes to cook a giant scorpion they find, causing some of his friends to express their disgust. With the group now bustling in a busy marketplace in the dungeon, they discuss various creatures and their potential as food, culminating in a plan to prepare a meal together. Throughout their preparations, Aslam's enthusiasm for monsters becomes evident, despite Chilchuk's skepticism about their cooking methods. The group learns from a seasoned adventurer, known as the Digestive Layer, about the best practices for cooking their finds, which adds a mix of humor and tension to their culinary endeavor. However, as they proceed with cooking, a slime interrupts their meal, leading to a humorous but alarming situation where the group must quickly adapt to their new culinary challenges. The team continues their culinary adventure under the guidance of a seasoned adventurer, the Digestive Layer, who explains the unique anatomy of the monsters they are preparing. He emphasizes the importance of proper preparation, stating that the monsters must be washed and treated with citrus juice before cooking, which adds a humorous layer to their dinner preparations. As they cook, the enthusiasm for monster cuisine grows, and the Digestive Layer shares his excitement about cooking a red dragon, revealing his aspirations for delicious recipes. After finishing their meal of cooked scorpion, everyone is pleasantly surprised by the flavors, with Chilchuk expressing his newfound appreciation for the dungeon's edible offerings. The conversation shifts to introductions, with Laos, Marcel, and Chilchuk revealing their mission to save Fallon from a red dragon, prompting the Digestive Layer to express his eagerness to join their quest. As they delve deeper into the dungeon, they encounter bizarre landscapes and reflect on how the curse affects the flora and fauna. Feeling tired from their journey, they discuss the need to find a resting spot, recalling funny memories from past adventures, which lightens the mood. A discussion ensues about hunting for dinner, leading to debates over what kinds of monsters they might encounter, resulting in laughs over the idea of dire ducks wielding leeks. However, the mood shifts dramatically when they stumble upon a man-eating plant that captures Aslam, prompting a frantic rescue attempt. Laos, channeling his magic, devises a plan to attack the plant, while the group nervously navigates the situation, trying to remain calm and focused. As they successfully fend off the threat, the Digestive Layer takes the opportunity to teach them more about cooking the plants they encounter, leading to a series of experiments with the fruits and vegetables of the dungeon. They conclude with a creative dish that impresses the group, turning their culinary challenges into a bonding experience. Overall, the group's camaraderie grows stronger as they navigate through the dungeon, blending adventure with the whimsical trials of monster cooking. As the group reflects on their recent challenges with the dungeon's vegetation, a discussion about the carnivorous plants arises. Aslam explains the purpose of the plant's fruit, which is to attract animals, emphasizing their survival strategy. This conversation sparks an appreciation for the cleverness of nature, as someone comments on how the plants use deliciousness to trap their prey. WRM Fallon expresses joy in seeing the group take an interest in the culinary aspects of their adventure. However, the mood shifts slightly when a question about what to do with an unconscious member arises. Aslam suggests that dragging him back to town would waste time, while another suggests using magic to resurrect him. Caution prevails, and they decide to leave him where he can be discovered by others. Chilchuck humorously likens the situation to a gallows, underlining the gravity of their choices. The ambience changes when one member shares a troubling dream about dungeon food, illustrating the stark reality they face. To eat or be eaten in their monster-filled world. The dream hints at a deeper existential struggle within the dungeon and the fragility of their situation. As the night unfolds, the party members muse about the conflicting concepts of normalcy they encounter within the dungeon's strange and magical environment. They ponder the nature of their journey, trapped in a cycle of dreams and despair. Much like a bird in a cage, the group expresses their longing for the life they had lost, grappling with feelings of being confined in the endless mystery of the dungeon. Amid this introspection, they reaffirm their commitment to pursue their goals, with the whisper of their ambitions echoing in the dark. As they share their thoughts, their spirits lift momentarily with singing, igniting a sense of camaraderie and hope despite their dire circumstances. Chilchuck and others join in, creating a lively atmosphere that momentarily distracts them from their troubles. As the night progresses, they find themselves entwined in a whimsical chant, celebrating their journey through the labyrinth of the dungeon and what lies ahead. The group's bond strengthens as they navigate through their challenges, finding joy in small moments amidst the darkness. In this way, the party continues to push forward, balancing their adventure with the joys of camaraderie and the grim reality of survival in the dungeon. The team wakes up to the smell of breakfast cooked by Senshi, which lifts their spirits as they gather around to eat. Aslam expresses his gratitude, and they discuss Senshi's impressive culinary skills, acknowledging how good his meals are. During breakfast, someone reminisces about past family gatherings, sharing stories of the magician Thistle and the dark history surrounding him and the kingdom. Aslam shows interest in talking to Thistle, but others warn him against it, emphasizing the dangers of his power and how he has watched the village closely. They suggest seeking help from the winged lion imprisoned in the dungeon to counteract the magician's influence. As they discuss their plans, Chilchuck expresses concern over their location within the ancient dwarven reservoir. The group realizes they need to focus on finding Fallon, as they suspect she may be nearby. Laos identifies tracks that lead them on a hopeful trail, but uncertainty looms as they speculate about the creature they might encounter. Suddenly, they are alerted to the presence of a griffin, leading to panic and excitement among the party members. As they prepare for a possible confrontation, they strategize on how to rescue Senshi, who is now in danger. Aslam and Laos contemplate the capabilities of the griffin and their plan of action, aiming to work together to overcome this new challenge. Marcel suggests summoning familiars to assist in their search for Senshi, leading to a discussion about the complexities of summoning magic. As they gather resources and plan their next move, they remain focused on their ultimate goal, rescuing their friend and navigating the perils of the dungeon. As they work on gathering ingredients for a magical creation, the group bonds over their personal stories and the challenges they have faced. The excitement builds as they prepare to confront the griffin and rescue Senshi, while also discussing their magical techniques and strategies. In a moment of creativity, they craft a powerful creature to aid them, showcasing their teamwork and determination in a race against time. As the griffin looms, they coordinate their actions, ready to face whatever comes next in their quest. As the party discusses their strategies for cooking, Laos reflects on the amount of food consumed per meal and jokes about missing their liquor. Izutsumi shows reluctance to eat more than just the wings, while Senshi urges her to try other parts of the monster as well. Chilchuk introduces himself, sharing his background in lockpicking and the longing he feels for his family. Senshi recounts his past as a miner searching for treasures, leading to the discovery of the very dungeon they are now in. The conversation shifts as they explore the excitement of their findings and reminisce about the dangers they faced, with Kensuke expressing enthusiasm through song, infusing a lighthearted vibe amidst the tension. The mood continues to uplift as they sing together, showcasing their camaraderie and shared purpose in the dungeon. Senshi encourages the group to pursue their dreams and stay strong, highlighting their bond and determination to survive in the dangerous depths. The group bursts into song again, creating a powerful atmosphere filled with hope and unity as they resolve to face the challenges ahead. Suddenly, they stumble upon an ancient kingdom, realizing it wasn't just a myth, and Lifkin expresses awe at the discovery of pure gold. The excitement is tempered as they consider the dangers of exploring further, debating whether to head back to the surface or prepare better. Digestive Layer reveals a terrifying experience of being trapped with a monster in a once innocuous place, building tension as they recall the perilous nature of their surroundings. The party realizes they are caught in a web of danger, with their path back obscured by their ambition and fear. As the group continues to explore the ancient kingdom, Lifkit marvels at the discovery of pure gold, but the excitement is mixed with concerns about their safety. They ponder whether to head back to the surface or better prepare for deeper exploration. Digestive Layer shares a frightening memory of being trapped with a monster, highlighting the dangers they face in the dungeon. The party becomes acutely aware of their precarious situation, trapped by their ambitions and the unpredictable nature of the dungeon. In the midst of these discussions, the group realizes they need to find food quickly, even if it means facing monsters. The tension rises as they encounter a giant bird monster, the griffin, which relentlessly pursues them. As they struggle with hunger and fear, decisions become dire, leading to the tragic choice of resorting to their horse for food. The monster seems to be more interested in the thrill of the hunt rather than hunger, complicating their escape and survival. As they try to rationalize their dire situation, Digestive Layer expresses the haunting memories of their previous encounter with the griffin, which has led to a desperate cycle of survival. Senshi suggests they recreate a soup from the griffin to find out if it can provide clarity about the horrific memories Digestive Layer carries. The group prepares to cook the soup while discussing the real nature of what attacked them, revealing the potential for a hippogriff instead of a griffin. Ultimately, after the cooking process, Digestive Layer realizes the taste of the soup differs vastly from his previous experience, lifting a weight from his shoulders. This moment of clarity leads to deeper discussions about the nature of the monsters they've faced and the transformations they've undergone. As they continue their journey, they plan to seek out a hippogriff, which may help further unravel the mysteries of the dungeon. As their adventure unfolds, they encounter a troubling situation where they are mysteriously transformed into different creatures, prompting a frantic search for a way to revert back to their original forms. They discover that the changelings, responsible for their transformations, have also altered the griffin into a hippogriff, complicating their quest. The group debates their next move, weighing whether to find a way to revert back or to push forward in search of the winged lion. With new bodies and challenges, they strategize how to proceed, while also reflecting on their history and the potential for conflict in the dungeon. The group is determined to carry on, despite their transformations, as they search for answers in the depths of the dungeon. As the party navigates the dungeon, they pause to catch their breath, with Aslam suggesting they slow down due to the cracks on the floor making it hard to walk. Fallon reflects on their transformations, wondering how old they actually look compared to their real ages, prompting her to ask Laos for his age. Senshi estimates Laos looks around 60, considering the lifespan differences between species. This leads Fallon to express concern about whether their lifespans have changed due to their new forms, noting the short lifespan of halflings. Laos, taken aback, questions if they truly have such a short lifespan, as Fallon jokes about the implications of aging rapidly. She then speculates that their transformations must be temporary, suggesting that there might be side effects involved. Aslam, trying to find a silver lining, mentions that perhaps they could utilize this transformation in some way, leading to a humorous exchange about becoming demi-human. Aslam shifts the focus to Fallon, imagining a scenario where they defeat the mad sorcerer and return to normal life. However, they acknowledge the challenges Fallon would face adjusting back to reality, especially with her new dragonic attributes. Fallon jokingly suggests that the transformations they're experiencing might be temporary, as these mushrooms seem too convenient to be widely available for sale. Aslam acknowledges the possibility of side effects and ponders how they might utilize their new forms. Laos questions whether they want to become demi-humans, leading Aslam to clarify that he was actually thinking about Fallon and the potential for her to regain her former self after defeating the mad sorcerer. However, they also discuss the challenges Fallon would face in adapting to her new draconic attributes. Suddenly, the group hears a noise like rocks striking against each other. Realizing it's the sound of approaching gargoyles, they quickly devise a plan to ambush the creatures, coordinating their efforts to distract them and trap one. As the tension builds, Marcel warns everyone to take cover as the gargoyles attack. Amidst the chaos, Fallon scolds her teammates for being clumsy and questions the source of the smoke surrounding them. As they fight off the gargoyles, they realize that spores from changelings are affecting them, causing transformations. Laos proposes using a ring formation to make the gargoyle pass through and trigger a transformation. When they successfully trap a gargoyle, they're astonished to see it transform into a non-living form, revealing the nature of the changelings. Aslam expresses concern about how this transformation might affect them, prompting the group to wash off the spores and prepare a meal while they wait to return to normal. As they cook, discussions arise about their previous meals and experimenting with new recipes to satisfy everyone's tastes. The conversation shifts to Fallon's condition and the group's desire to help her, leading to a deeper conversation about their past adventures and the choices they made. They acknowledge the difficulty of returning Fallon to her human form, especially since she is intertwined with the dragon parts they need to consume. The group is determined to recruit others to aid in this challenge, including orcs and other adventurers, highlighting the importance of their community connections. As their discussion wraps up, they realize that planning meals from Fallon's dragon parts will become essential for their survival and success in the dungeon, emphasizing the cycle of life and death they are navigating. The scene closes with a humorous note about dungeon food, setting a lighthearted tone before they embark on their next step. As the group discusses their recent cooking adventures, they reflect on the importance of their bond, remembering how they have each leaned on one another for support during challenging times. They are drawn into a conversation about their dreams and desires, contemplating the wonders of magic and the struggles they've faced. Suddenly, the scene shifts as Laos inquires about the strange aroma filling the air. Marcel reveals she had a nightmare, which prompts concern from the group. Chilchuk expresses jealousy over another party preparing a delicious breakfast, making everyone feel a mix of envy and determination to improve their own meals. As they navigate through the dungeon, the discussion turns to their dietary needs, focusing on hunting monsters rich in fat and the prospect of capturing a basilisk. Laos demonstrates his leadership by leading the charge to gather supplies while being aware of potential dangers, showing his growth as a leader. When they spot a basilisk nest, The group's excitement rises as they plan to snatch the eggs, balancing their culinary ambitions with the urgency of staying safe from monsters. The stakes grow higher when they encounter a threatening basilisk, prompting a tactical discussion about how to outsmart it. Senshi, eager to cook, encourages the others to prepare for the meal, demonstrating the importance of teamwork and strategy in their culinary quest. As they share their successful cooking experience, the group realizes that their individual strengths contribute to their collective success, fostering a deeper bond among them. Their camaraderie continues to develop as they brainstorm ways to navigate the dungeon's traps more effectively, with Chilchuk taking charge of disarming them. With each successful step forward, the group feels a renewed sense of purpose and determination, ready to face whatever lies ahead. As the group navigates the traps in the dungeon, Chilchuk emphasizes the importance of following his instructions closely, revealing that there will be many traps ahead. Despite the tension, Digestive Layer expresses frustration at the monotonous monster meals they've been enduring and seeks a shortcut out. Chilchuk confidently asserts the presence of traps, asking for Laos's sword to help in their quest. As they assess their surroundings, Aslam is puzzled by Chilchuk's abilities and learns he is a trap expert. Chilchuk warns everyone to only step where he directs, highlighting the interconnected nature of the traps. The group is then reminded of the dangers as they navigate the treacherous tiles, illustrating the high stakes of their journey. With the trap successfully disarmed, Senshi's enthusiasm for cooking shines through, leading the group to brainstorm their next meal, including a lighthearted banter about deep-fried dishes. Chilchuk insists on the importance of his trap knowledge, while Digestive Layer eagerly looks for oil to cook with, showing their contrasting roles in the quest. As they make progress, Chilchuk finally manages to open a trap that could yield cooking oil, although they remain cautious about the potential dangers of what lies ahead. Despite moments of comedic relief around cooking, the underlying tension of the dungeon remains palpable, especially when they discuss the precise temperature needed for frying without burning their meal. The scene shifts as they finally prepare their dish, with Digestive Layer taking charge of the cooking while Chilchuk manages the fire traps, showcasing their growing teamwork. Reflecting on their partnership, they express a desire to learn from each other, even as they acknowledge the challenges that their respective roles present. After a successful cooking attempt, the camaraderie among the group deepens as they share a moment of laughter and acknowledgement of their unique skills, preparing to face whatever the dungeon throws at them next. As they gather their thoughts and ready themselves for new challenges, Chilchuk hints at the necessity of each member's contributions to their survival and success, signaling their determination to continue pushing forward. The dialogue then veers into personal reflections and memories as they recount past experiences and ponder their motivations, enhancing the emotional depth of their journey. With each moment, the group becomes more intertwined, united not just by their mission, but also by the shared bonds of friendship and understanding. Laos expresses his fatigue from the constant battles and stair climbing, adding a relatable dimension to their adventure as they share humorous exchanges regarding their weariness and the need for a meal. The scene concludes with them assessing a castle's interior, reflecting on its past glory and their hopes for uncovering hidden treasures while preparing for further danger. As they confront the possibility of lurking monsters within the castle, their resolve solidifies, leading to a moment where the group must act quickly to escape the potential threat. As they continue navigating the castle, someone suggests selling the valuable armor they have found, though it's noted that it can only be melted down for ingredients. Suddenly, they realize that the armor is actually moving, sending them into a panic as they prepare to flee, declaring they are no match for it. Marcel expresses frustration over losing her sword during the chaos, while another member attempts to rally the group to move quickly away from the advancing threat. Amid the tension, Laos recalls an earlier encounter with similar armor, which leads to a discussion about its properties and whether it can be eaten. Chilchuk points out the impracticality of trying to consume living armor, considering it is controlled by magic and not a living creature. They contemplate their options, deciding that avoiding the armor and moving quickly past it would be their best course of action. However, as they attempt to retreat, they find their path blocked. Leos muses about what could be making the armor aggressive, wondering if it might be protecting something deeper in the dungeon. The team discusses the possibility that whoever is controlling the armor is close by and devises a plan to draw its attention away. As they initiate their plan, the living armor begins to approach them en masse, prompting shouts to not panic. Aslam realizes they have encountered a new kind of living armor, stronger and without visible control. He wonders what the armor is guarding, leading to a realization that it might be protecting something significant. The narrative then shifts to a deeper understanding of the living armor's nature. Aslam theorizes that the armor is not merely a construct, but is actually alive, acting on instinct to protect an egg attached to its shield. The group finds this shocking as they discover that they might have been misjudging these creatures all along. Leos challenges the party to think of the armor as more than just a threat, suggesting they could be edible after all. Their discussion turns humorous when they joke about the potential of cooking the armor, spurring on a mix of excitement and fear about the unknown. With a new plan forming, they decide to experiment with what lies inside the armor, seeing it as an opportunity rather than a danger. As the group continues their exploration, the atmosphere becomes lighter as they discuss the edible parts of the armor and how to prepare them. Amidst laughter and shared camaraderie, they also reflect on their fears and past experiences, solidifying their bond as a team. With new knowledge and newfound friendship, they step into their next adventure together. As the group discusses their recent harvest, they excitedly explore the idea of using golems to grow their vegetables. They learn from the digestive layer that golems can help maintain the right conditions for plant growth. Leos humorously compares this idea to treating golems like a garden. The digestive layer expresses awe at the magical nature of golems, believing they should be celebrated instead of dismissed. Continuing their conversation, they delve into the golem's abilities to ward off pests and regulate moisture, realizing the potential of their farming partnership. As they finish harvesting, they reflect on the synergy between the golems and the plants, creating a rich environment for growth. The mood is cheerful as they prepare a meal using their bountiful harvest, engaging in light banter about cooking techniques. The atmosphere shifts as they discuss the realities of living in the dungeon. Leos praises the clean facilities available for their needs, while others express surprise at how well-maintained everything is. Senshi, busy collecting waste for fertilizer, emphasizes the importance of maintaining the ecosystem within the dungeon. As they share their experiences, the group bonds over the shared challenges they face in this unique environment. The conversation takes a serious turn when Lifgant and the orcs arrive, leading to a tense negotiation over food and shelter. Despite initial conflict, the group offers their cultivated vegetables to the orcs in exchange for a place to stay, highlighting their resourcefulness and willingness to cooperate. As they work together, the group reflects on their past and the need to bridge the divide between different races. Finally, Leos reveals his true motive for exploring the dungeon: to confront the red dragon that took his sister. This sets the stage for future alliances and battles as they navigate the dangers ahead, culminating in a moment of camaraderie as they share a meal that symbolizes their hard work and unity. As the group prepares to enter the dungeon again, there is a somber reflection on loss and the desire to keep fighting despite hardships. Senshi emphasizes the importance of savoring their current meal, knowing they may not eat well in the depths of the dungeon. A conversation unfolds between Senshi and another member, discussing their confidence compared to other adventuring parties, hinting at their growth and the challenges faced by others. Chilchuk contributes his experience, sharing the need for careful preparations before venturing deeper. Discussions about food become lighthearted, as they joke about the grim reality of adventurers resorting to cannibalism in dire situations. They then stumble upon treasure, which sparks excitement and optimism about their future explorations. However, the atmosphere shifts when they discover evidence of a recent disaster involving a wiped-out party, prompting serious conversations about survival and the nature of danger lurking in the dungeon. Aslam expresses concern over the chaotic presence of ghosts gathering around the site, indicating the need for caution. Lifkit mentions that the noise they've made could have drawn unwanted attention, creating an urgency to move quickly. In a moment of tension, a member recalls their lost companion, igniting emotions as they recall Fallon and her skills in dealing with the undead. As they devise a plan, the group struggles with the pressure of living up to Fallon's legacy, leading to a discussion about how to best handle the ghosts they encounter. Meanwhile, they create a charm for protection, blending various elements as they invoke different cultural practices to ward off evil. As the charm is prepared, the group reflects on their past and the weight of loss that lingers, especially concerning Fallon. An unexpected success with their holy water results in the dispersal of some ghosts, which brings a sense of relief and a moment of celebration among the party. They take time to appreciate their newfound culinary skills, turning the eerie experience into an opportunity to bond over food. As the dialogue unfolds, there is an air of mixed emotions, both celebrating Fallon's influence and grappling with the reality of their current challenges. They start a heartfelt celebration in her honor, recognizing her significance in their journey and their desire to continue in her spirit. As the group gathers to prepare for their next challenge, they discuss the tension between taking a break and pushing forward in their quest. Laos insists that they cannot afford to rest for too long, especially since they haven't found substantial food. Lifkin expresses concern over their energy levels, but highlights the importance of not passing out from hunger. Upon entering what appears to be a former dining hall, they notice the eerie silence and lack of any living creatures. Kensuk jokes about the lack of food, wishing for a roasted pig instead of the dead humans that typically attack them. Their humor is cut short when they encounter a living painting, prompting a chaotic moment as they nearly get sucked into it. Lifkin reveals his intention to interact with the painting, leading to a playful argument about the dangers involved. Kensuk takes a leap of faith, diving into the painting to taste the food depicted within. The scene quickly shifts as the group begins to engage with what seems to be a royal banquet, reminiscing about their experiences and aspirations. As they navigate through the vibrant scene, a reminder of their mission pulls them back to reality as they recognize their need for sustenance. Kensuk's attempt to feast is interrupted by his realization that he cannot take food from the painting. Frustrated, he declares that he must eat inside the painting itself, leading to a renewed determination to enjoy a proper meal. Meanwhile, Lifkin expresses his past grievances with mimics, shedding light on their complicated relationship with the dungeon's monsters. As the group prepares to tackle the next obstacle, they consider whether their bond and shared meals can sustain them through the trials ahead. They reflect on their ages and the secrets they've kept from one another, hinting at a deeper connection that fuels their journey. As the group prepares to cross the fourth basement floor, they discuss the magical properties of the underground water and the importance of keeping their equipment clean. Chilchuk expresses his dismay at the loss of his expensive items, which prompts Senshi to explain how he usually traps fish in the glowing waters. With the conversation shifting to their methods of exploration, they contemplate the challenges ahead and the use of magic to navigate the area. Kensuk voices his frustration about relying on magic, arguing that it can make them too casual in their approach. As they move forward, they encounter a kelpie that Chilchuk has befriended, leading to a debate about using the creature to help them cross the water. Although some express concerns about the kelpie's nature, they ultimately decide to trust it, reflecting on the bonds they've formed with the creatures of the dungeon. However, the situation takes a turn when a mysterious figure appears, leading them to discover spilled grain and a dead kobold, revealing the dangers that lurk in the depths. As they ponder the fate of the adventurers who came before, the group debates whether to gather the scattered grain, emphasizing the need for resourcefulness in their perilous environment. Despite differences in opinion, they agree to forage what they can, pondering the nature of demi-humans and their place in the dungeon's ecosystem, which leads to discussions about morality in their choices. Their conversations reveal the depth of their camaraderie and the complex decisions they face in a world filled with both danger and opportunity. As they begin to prepare a meal from what they have collected, the party members demonstrate their culinary skills, with one member noting the unique ingredients they've sourced along the way. This moment of unity becomes a vital point in their journey, as they realize that sharing food strengthens their bonds even further. Yet, as they enjoy their hard-won meal, they suddenly face new threats from the depths of the water, underscoring the relentless dangers of the dungeon. A giant creature emerges, leaving them to question their strategy and survival against the looming kraken. As the party grapples with the aftermath of their meal, they begin to discuss the dangers lurking in the dungeon. Aslam expresses concern over the dwindling population of mid-sized monsters, suggesting that more blade fish have appeared than usual, complicating their survival strategy. Another member warns that they should consider the ecosystem, hinting at the ethical dilemmas they face in balancing their needs with that of the monsters. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifts as they sense something ominous approaching. The tension rises when they identify the approaching threat, a kraken, larger than any they've encountered before. Aslam advises caution, indicating that they shouldn't act recklessly, but the party prepares to confront the creature. Despite their efforts, the first attack fails, and they realize conventional weapons may not work against the kraken's thick skin. Marcel is urged to cast magic to assist, but doubts about her abilities arise amidst panic. Laos recognizes the creature's anatomy from his extensive knowledge of monsters and advises on how to attack effectively. As they strategize, they observe the kraken devouring mid-sized monsters, revealing the intricate balance of the dungeon's ecosystem. Meanwhile, discussions about the culinary potential of various sea creatures arise, lightening the mood amidst the chaos. However, the humor quickly turns grim as Laos realizes the consequences of consuming a parasitic worm from the kraken, leading to a painful episode. The party learns they are now part of the dungeon's cycle of life, realizing their previous attempts to maintain balance might have led to unforeseen consequences. As the narrative unfolds, they acknowledge their shared plight and the dangers they face, making a pact to learn from their experiences. In the midst of their chaos, they also reminisce about their adventures, reflecting on their friendships and experiences that have shaped them. Finally, Lifkin expresses worry about their current state, hinting at the next steps they need to take in their journey, with a focus on their goals and the threats ahead. As they prepare to set off again, the bond among them becomes evident, and they resolve to face whatever challenges await in the dungeon. The story culminates with a sense of determination to rescue Fallon and navigate the complexities of the dungeon's ecosystem while confronting the looming threats of their adversaries. As the party faces new challenges, they find themselves in a tense situation with an Undine, a water spirit that is causing trouble. In the chaos, Marcel struggles to utilize her magic effectively, and the urgency of the moment prompts the group to act quickly, leading to a frantic discussion about their next steps. Laos expresses his concern about their predicament, urging everyone to keep moving. As the threat from the water spirit looms large, their situation worsens as Marcel's magic runs low, and they discuss their limited options, realizing that they cannot proceed without a healer. They consider waiting for other adventurers, hoping for assistance, but skepticism arises about finding someone willing to help in such dire straits. A sudden idea strikes one of them, leading to excitement over the possibility of preparing a barbecue with their kelpie meat, lifting the group's spirits momentarily. As they prepare the meat, their camaraderie shines through with playful banter about the dishes they are making and how to best enjoy their meal. This moment of levity is soon interrupted, as they realize they must still address Marcel's magic shortage and the dangers lurking around them. Kensuke senses a smell of grilling meat coming from below, leading to a mix of curiosity and caution. Just then, they spot familiar faces among other adventurers, including Laos and Namari, leading to a reunion filled with mixed emotions and past grievances. However, tension surfaces as accusations are exchanged regarding Fallon's well-being and the responsibilities of the past. As discussions of alliances and future plans emerge, Fallon makes a strong case for their combined efforts to tackle the issues at hand, particularly the threat of the Undine. With the adventurers' spirits running high, they now turn their focus to the ancient magic and potential dangers that await them, acknowledging that the fate of their journey hangs in the balance as they confront both inner conflicts and external threats. The group decides to push forward, ready to face whatever challenges may arise, maintaining their bond and shared purpose. As they delve deeper, the presence of lurking monsters becomes increasingly clear, heightening the stakes for everyone involved. They brace themselves for the impending confrontation, showcasing their determination and teamwork in the face of adversity. Ultimately, they commit to working together as they navigate the complexities of the dungeon, all while keeping their goal of rescuing Fallon close to their hearts. As the group discusses their dire situation, concerns about facing the red dragon arise. A member of the party questions the capability of their weapons against such a formidable foe, prompting a discussion about enlisting the help of Namari, a skilled warrior known for defeating dragons. Despite the urgency, it becomes clear that financial troubles could hinder her return to their ranks, as the adventuring community thrives on reputation and gossip. In a moment of desperation, another member suggests a unique method to regain their magical abilities by using the Undine spirit. Excitement and skepticism mingle as plans unfold to capture the spirit. Utilizing boiling techniques and special pots, the party rallies together, determined to prepare a stew from the captured creature. Upon returning from their adventure, they invite each other to share the meal, expressing gratitude for their teamwork and newfound strength. However, their lighthearted moment is interrupted by worries about the dangers that lie ahead, including the increasing presence of orcs and the red dragon itself. With every step deeper into the dungeon, the adventurers remain aware of the lurking dangers, which only intensifies as they approach the lair of the red dragon. Their resolve to forge ahead strengthens, as they realize the importance of unity in overcoming these formidable challenges. They prepare for a possible confrontation, knowing that any misstep could lead to disaster. As the adventurers explore the warped remnants of the castle town, they discuss the aftermath of the orc settlement and the strong smell lingering in the air. Kensuke notes that it appears the orcs fled in a hurry, leaving supplies behind, while Aslam suggests they could cook bread with the remaining ingredients. Their conversation shifts to the red dragon, as they realize it has been active in the area and wonder about their chances of facing it. With concerns growing, they start strategizing their approach, acknowledging their current limitations and the risks involved in facing the dragon without proper preparation. Discussions on previous successful tactics against dragons arise, and they consider their weakened state as they discuss their fighting methods. They agree to come up with a new plan, contemplating various tactics to weaken the dragon and exploit its vulnerabilities. A sense of urgency builds as they realize the dragon's presence could disrupt their plans, and they brainstorm ideas for distracting it. They decide to lead the dragon on a chase through the narrow streets to tire it out, hoping to create an opportunity for a decisive strike. The team gears up for action, motivated by the need to confront the dragon, while their resolve is high. As they prepare, Senshi emphasizes the importance of cooking before the battle, ensuring they are fueled for the fight ahead. Kensuke expresses gratitude for the teamwork that has brought them this far. Acknowledging each member's contribution, confidence starts to build among the group as they finalize their plan to lure and confront the dragon. With their strategy in place, the party sets out, ready to face the immense challenge that lies ahead. As they navigate the area, they stay focused on their tasks, knowing that their time is limited and the stakes are high. The tension mounts as they confront the dragon, realizing its speed and ferocity. Despite the danger, they remind each other of the goal: to save Fallon and overcome the dragon once and for all. After the intense battle, Fallon expresses her confusion and relief upon being revived, wondering about the circumstances of her return and her companion's well-being. Leos reassures her, and they introduce her to Senshi, who has been a vital part of their journey. With a sense of camaraderie, they decide to start preparing a meal, acknowledging their exhaustion yet celebrating their victory. As they get organized, Fallon reflects on the events that transpired and expresses concern for her friends, trying to piece together the details of her revival. Leos encourages her to focus on the present, emphasizing that they can now laugh about their hardships because they succeeded in saving her. Amidst the relief, they discuss their plans to return to the surface, noting the challenges they still face, including a lack of funds. The conversation shifts to Marcel, who reveals her use of forbidden magic, which raises some concerns among the group. However, they decide to put those worries aside as they focus on their next steps, particularly regarding cooking the dragon meat. Senshi is busy preparing the dragon meat, and panic sets in as the others worry about fire hazards from the cooking. Suddenly, Fallon demonstrates her newfound power, creating a protective magic shield for the group. The team is amazed by her abilities and considers how this strength could have changed the outcome of their battle with the dragon. Marcel cleverly suggests using the ongoing fire for cooking, and they begin discussing various dragon dishes they can prepare. They conclude their plans with enthusiasm for the meal that awaits them, ready to celebrate their survival and newfound friendship in the aftermath of their adventure. As the group eagerly anticipates their dragon feast, Sperry announces that the dragon tail soup is ready. Fallon adds her creation, an onion pizza, to the mix, adding to the excitement. The party digs into the delicious meals, with Leos expressing delight at the tasty food. Others comment on the chewy texture and familiar taste of the dragon meat, comparing it to various monsters they have encountered. Senshi passionately describes the unique qualities of dragon meat, urging everyone to appreciate its distinct flavor. The conversation shifts as Fallon realizes they have made it this far by eating monsters, and the others are amazed by their adventurous meals. They recount the different monsters they've tried, including a huge scorpion and a walking mushroom. As the discussion continues, they express curiosity about a colony of mollusks they had encountered while using a living armor as a weapon. Leos remarks on the comfortable shelter they have found, mentioning the abundance of toilets. They decide to rest, reminiscing about sharing a bed as they drift off to sleep. Fallon expresses her joy at reuniting with Leos, but he brings up her reckless actions, which raises concern. They both agree to be more careful as they say their goodnights. As they settle down, Lifkin starts singing a cheerful song, marking a moment of camaraderie among the party. The atmosphere remains joyful as they continue to celebrate their survival and friendship. The mood shifts abruptly as Fallon suddenly leaves the group in search of Lord Delgal, sparking confusion among the others. They quickly realize the danger surrounding them as they encounter the mad sorcerer, who seems intent on reclaiming control of the dungeon. Amidst the chaos, Kensuke warns everyone about the impending attack and attempts to decipher the sorcerer's ancient magic. In the face of new dangers, Fallon declares that they must prepare for whatever comes next, rallying the group to find a way out as the dungeon begins to collapse around them. As they scramble for an escape, Chilchuk feels the cold seeping in, pushing everyone to act quickly. They realize they must work together to survive, setting the stage for their next challenge. The group finds themselves in a tense situation as they interact with a mysterious figure who references a promise made to their chief. Namari expresses the need for kindness from this stranger, piquing everyone's curiosity about the connection. Kensuk, recognizing the stranger as a vegetable seller, questions the reason for their presence deep within the dungeon and the nature of the promise. Laos thanks the figure on behalf of the chief and urges them to prepare a concoction. As preparations begin, a flustered individual admits to being low on magic and recounts an attack by an elven magician. Kensuk inquires about the magician, gathering vital information about the ancient being controlling the dungeon. Realizing the gravity of their situation, they become increasingly anxious about the consequences of their actions, particularly after defeating the Red Dragon. Concerned about the ongoing dangers, Chilchuk suggests a seat as a means to keep everyone safe. Senshi adds that they must prioritize their survival. As the discussion continues, fears rise about their separated comrades and the impending confrontation with the magician. Kensuk, feeling a mix of hope and despair about the fate of a fallen companion, emphasizes the importance of honesty among friends. With the group reflecting on their earlier victory over the Red Dragon, they share how they managed to stay alive during the magician's attack. Despite their differences, there's a growing camaraderie, and they acknowledge the challenges ahead. As they consider their next moves, a sense of urgency hangs in the air, with plans to return above ground to regroup and gather supplies. Finally, they resolve to head back, with promises of assistance from their allies above ground. As they prepare to leave, they reflect on their journey and the camaraderie forged amidst the chaos. As Laos and his crew resolve to head back to the surface, they reaffirm their commitment to each other, feeling the weight of their shared challenges. Fallon, having recovered, expresses concern about her situation and acknowledges the unusual methods used to revive her. Acknowledging the sense surrounding them, they realize their previous adversaries might still be lurking nearby, hinting at deeper connections and lingering tensions. The party grapples with their lost provisions, frustrated by the realization that they've been robbed once again, intensifying their urgency to return to town for supplies. Oslam suggests that without their provisions, pursuing their goals further may be futile, highlighting the precariousness of their situation. Despite this, the group remains determined to address the thieves and their grievances. Suddenly, they encounter a thick fog, leading to confusion and a confrontation with the fishmen, showing how the dangers of the dungeon are ever present. As they assess the situation, Oslam recognizes the threat posed by a particularly powerful adversary, forcing the group to strategize quickly in order to survive. The encounter evolves as they realize they're being followed by the corpse retrievers from earlier, complicating their journey even further. Realizing the depth of their troubles, the crew discusses their options, weighing the moral implications of their actions and the growing tension with their adversaries. They begin to question their strategies and alliances, recognizing that their environment is just as treacherous as the creatures they face. The situation becomes more dire as they confront a sea serpent, leading to an urgent need to act decisively. With the atmosphere thick with tension and danger, the group resolves to delve deeper into the dungeon once more, driven by their shared goal and the mysteries still left to unravel. They find themselves at another dead end, physically and mentally exhausted, yet determined to push through the challenges ahead. As the party navigates the dungeon, they notice a wall has appeared, blocking their path. Kensuk expresses frustration, questioning whether they are facing another earthquake, but it is revealed that the dungeon is shifting its layout, likely due to the mad sorcerer's influence. Marcel suggests that they may have been wandering in circles because of the magician's actions. The urgency grows as they realize they need to find a way out. With concerns about the lack of food and their exhausting trek, Marcel feels a strong urge to feed the party, emphasizing the importance of nourishment for their younger members. Suddenly, a sweet smell catches their attention, leading them to suspect it might be food or water. Chilchuk investigates but is interrupted when they encounter strange creatures, the dryad flowers. A warning is given about the dangers of their pollen, as it causes sneezing and may overwhelm their senses. In the chaos, they strategize to strike at unseen foes as the pollen worsens their situation. As they fight, they learn that the creatures are not entirely what they seem, leading to a discussion about dryads and their unusual nature. Chilchuk discovers dryad fruits, prompting excitement about their potential use. Marcel then insists on carefully preparing the found ingredients for a meal, signaling a moment of unity among the group as they turn their focus toward sustenance. As they continue their culinary adventures, tension brews when one member warns against reckless magic use, causing a playful exchange about previous encounters with dryads. Discovering new fruit-like objects, they debate their uses, with excitement rising about harvesting the buds that will eventually become dryad flowers. Marcel takes charge, suggesting a recipe that requires them to stew the harvested ingredients, showcasing a moment of teamwork as they prepare a meal together. With their spirits lifted by food, they ponder the possibility of escaping the dungeon, discussing the flow of magic and the patterns of the shifting environment. As optimism grows, they recognize the importance of healing and training magic, leading to a heartfelt conversation about the lessons learned in their journey. Kensuk emphasizes the importance of emotional intelligence in their team dynamics, sharing a cautionary tale about relationships affecting group cohesion. The group pushes forward with their training, despite some playful teasing, leading to an intense moment where they attempt to reverse a curse of petrification on Marcel after an unfortunate encounter with a cockatrice. Their frantic efforts culminate in a tense yet humorous situation as they mix herbs and cast spells, ultimately leading to Marcel's recovery. Now back to normal, they reflect on the chaos of the last few days, realizing that their food experiments, combined with teamwork and magic, might have saved them after all. Their journey in the dungeon continues as they face new challenges and continue their strange culinary quest, emphasizing the peculiar bond they've formed throughout their trials. As the group continues their journey through the dungeon, Senshi's enthusiasm for cooking remains evident as he sings a playful tune about dreams and food. The light-hearted atmosphere soon shifts as Marcel reflects on their recent encounters, explaining how she uncovered patterns in the dungeon's chaotic movements. She shares insights about how the dungeon operates, noting that it constantly shifts but maintains the same basic structure, reminiscent of a street where they once enjoyed a meal. Suddenly, WYRM Fallon expresses concern upon discovering signs of a struggle, hinting at Fallon's potential presence nearby. This revelation creates tension within the group, as they are reminded of their mission and the need to stay focused. In a moment of alarm, the team must decide how to handle a perceived threat, fearing the re-emergence of the little dragon and the dangers that come with it. Sperry attempts to calm the situation, revealing her recent experiences with strange visions linked to her use of healing magic. As the situation escalates, they recognize that the dungeon is alive, with creatures known as cleaners maintaining its integrity by repairing damage and consuming debris.